this was a long-term play that may even predate Putin in many ways, but he certainly knew what to do with it. He knew how to compromise. It's what the KGB and then the FSB and the GRU and the Hezbollah, all these blah, 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 three-letter things that they've got are really fucking good at when it comes to especially the human intelligence, right? They can gather up information through their signal intelligence, and they know what to do with that on a human to human. They know how to turn people. They know how to compromise people. This is not news. This is not a mystery either. Okay? So if they're looking at, he's like, okay, I want to control the conversation. I want to install my puppet. I want to have that puppet start stripping everything away. I want to install justices, right? That are going to do shit that's going to destroy the freedoms of this country. I want to activate everybody into the part of their brain where they're so traumatized that they can't think straight, right? I want to activate, let's get some stochastic terrorism going. These are all elements of a playbook. And people like Michael Weiss, journalists that we have that are great journalists, have been able to get that playbook out from the Kremlin through his sources. And there's others that have done things like this too. So it's actually available for everyone to read. I read these resources. You read these resources, Greg. Very few people have actually bothered to read these resources, but it is right there for anyone to learn how they do what they do. So with all of that being said, do you really think that Putin didn't set his sights on our sort of gold star brands that the American public just inherently trusts without question? Oh, the New York Times, it's in the New York Times, I trust it. If it's not in the New York Times, well, I didn't read about it, right? He knows that. He's got whole agencies of people who know that. He's got people over here who know that help him know that even more. So the question then is, you really think if Tim Pool's going to take 10 million bucks, that was cheap and easy, right? If that's cheap to Putin, what do you think he would spend on someone who had the ability to get their stories printed in something like the Times?